Welcome back to Nate's Gear Guide, where I help you find the next piece of gear that you cannot live without. And really, this is what I say with every single one of my videos is it's not really about the gear. Although I do love gear and technology and trying out new things, really it's all about finding something that helps you spark your creativity to make something. The essence of creativity is actually making something. And certainly a looper or a loop station is a great piece of technology or a great tool to help you with your creativity. So with that, I'm really excited today to review and really more of an unboxing video of the new RC-5 loop station by Boss. This thing is hot off the press within the last month or so. I really was hoping to be one of the first to do an unboxing or review of this thing, but didn't quite have the time. But I will say this is not a true unboxing video because this is actually, I've actually already opened this thing and played with it a bunch. So I am calling this an unboxing, a fake unboxing video plus. And the plus is because I'll get to give you a little bit of insight into how it actually works because I've given it a try. So with that, the RC-5 is really, it is an exciting upgrade on a looping standard, the RC-3. I wouldn't say it's anything earth-shattering, but it's definitely worth upgrading from the RC-1 if maybe you've outgrown that one a little bit or want to try something a little bit more complex or comprehensive. And it's even an upgrade from the RC-3, as you'd imagine. It's not just the bells and the whistles, but there are some really key improvements that I'll get into a little bit in this video. But before all that, I have to nerd out just a little bit about really what it's like unboxing a Boss pedal. Something about it, you know, it's not mere cardboard. Hopefully maybe you can hear that a little bit. Yeah, it's that smooth, it's no mere cardboard box. There's this nice, I don't know whether it's vinyl or some kind of polyester covering over it, but it just is so smooth. Just listen to this. In fact, I'll put it over here by the mic. Oh, it just feels so good. And really beyond the geeking out here, I think what it really comes down to is the fact that Boss pedals are just great. They're a standard for guitar effects and tools, really in all different types. This is my third Boss pedal, or I have 3 of them total, and so I don't have a ton. I've got a decent sized pedal board. I've got a lot of the basics: reverb, delay, compressors, things like that. But really, I love when I get to put a Boss pedal on my pedal board. And certainly all my pedals aren't Boss, but there are certain few that I definitely shell out for because they're excellent. So with that, I'm super excited for this one. In case you're curious, the other 2 pedals that I have from Boss, which I'll show in just a second, are the BD2 Blues Driver and the PS6 Harmonist. So I'd like to give both of these a review on a future day. So stay tuned for those, and maybe I'll link to those once I get them up. So really, the whole point of that geek session was just to say that I always get excited when I splurge on one of these industry standard pedals. They really are excellent, and I wish I had more of them. But I was, like I said, really excited for this RC-5 pedal. So let's pop this thing open. Oh, yeah, feels so good. All right. So you pop this thing open, of course you got the pedal. Look at that thing. Looks so nice. All right, before we get to that, you got a bunch of crap in here. So a few of these are important. You've got your owner's manual, which you get about, when you pull this thing out, and maybe like a quarter of it is in English. Not even, a little corner of it is. So usually what I do, I'm an American, I speak English, so I usually just cut out all the rest of it and chuck it. But I actually wish the manual was a little bit more in depth because there are a ton of features on this. And what I'll get into if I get a chance to in a deeper review is just the customization you can do, both from a foot switch perspective and also from a MIDI controller perspective, and piping this through your computer via MIDI, which is something I don't have as much experience in. So if any of you are experts out there, let me know, point me to some good videos because I'd love to learn more about that. So anyway, you've got your multilingual owner's manual here. It's got enough to get you started for sure. Wish it was a little bit more in depth, and online I have not been able to find anything more in depth. So, but most of the features are fairly easy to get through. There's a registration card, which I actually went through and did this just in case they come out with any software updates for this, just to stay in the loop on that. No idea what this is. And then this is just your kind of safety, environmental kind of stuff. So anyway, all that out of the way, let's get to the main attraction. And so here is our pedal. So this is the Boss RC-5. I'll let you just take a quick look at it. We'll start here on the back. You've got a few different ports on the back. You've got your DC in for your 9-volt adapter. You've got your USB to be able to connect it to your computer, which for me is huge. I love to take my loops, put them on the computer. I'll sync them up to my iTunes so I can go through and listen to them via Apple Music whenever I want. And then also you've got your MIDI in and out, as I just mentioned. So some good options there. And then, yep, on the front you've got your controller here. It spins. It's a really solid switch. I love it. And it's got a nice, you click it down and you can go in and out. You've got your controller for your rhythm, which includes your tempo, and you hold down this on-off and you can get into all the details, which I'll get into in a review later. But this is your basic on and off tempo. You've got your setup, which is where you get into all the settings for this thing, and it has a ton of customization, as I mentioned. It has this really nice bright LCD screen, which is really nice. You can change the brightness depending on your environment. So if you're on a stage, it's dark, you can crank the brightness down so it isn't quite as blinding. And of course you have your memory bank here. And as with the other one, you've got 99 memory options. So other than that, it's obviously stereo in, stereo out. You've got an additional input here for your foot switch controller or expression controller. And it's got a few tips on how to use it here. So other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So a few things that really stand out to me about it. I do really love how Boss pedals are they're just sturdy. They're strong. You know they're gonna last. You can really bang on these things and they'll be good. It does come with a 9-volt battery inside. All Boss pedals come with these standard. I always use mine plugged in, so it's not really an issue for me, but just in case you need it, it does come with that. Additionally, you've got your front screw for adjusting how far it comes up and down. Also, that's how you access the 9-volt battery. Let's see. Other than that, so as far as unboxing goes, that's just about it. Again, this is the Boss RC-5 loop station, hot off the press. This thing is awesome. So now I will jump into a quick rapid fire session of some of my favorite features from the RC-5 based on a decent amount of testing I've been able to do on it. This is essentially the plus on my fake unboxing plus video I have here. So just a few things that stand out to me. Number one, you have a ton of freedom with your rhythms on this. So there are 57 different drum patterns across many different drum styles or genres. On top of that, you also have 6 or 7 different kits that give a completely different sound to each one of those 57 drum patterns. So really you get a huge number of variation there. And again, at the beginning of my video, I talked a lot about creativity. A huge opportunity to spark some creativity. The same loops or chords progressions or solos you do on one drum pattern can sound completely different when you do it on a different genre. Very cool. But not only that, but as you export your loops to your computer, if you choose to do that, it will actually export your rhythm pattern as well.
Okay, so after further testing, I've found you actually cannot export the loop with the rhythm attached as well. Unfortunately, this feature is not included, but hopefully in the future it will be.
A couple of other things is your foot switch input here. What's great is you have that input first of all, but under setup, you can go through and you can program exactly what you want that switch or switches to do. I have a combined Boss switch, I think it's the FS6 or FS7, where it has both switches combined. And so then I can control via the setup button here what I want each one of those switches to do. So tons of options there. Again, there's the MIDI in and out here in case that tickles your fancy. Really not a lot of dislikes here. The only dislike I have is that there's no master volume option. So when you switch between your loops, the volume will reset to 100. And based on the way you have your gain and volume set up on your rig and your amp and all your other settings, usually your looper's at the end of your signal chain, then it would be nice if that volume could stay consistent, because when it kicks back up to 100, I usually run my volume on the rhythm at only about 30 or 40 out of 100, and then when it kicks back up to 100, it'll blow you out. So you got to be careful there. But really, it's not a huge deal depending on how you have your rig set up. But overall, a ton of reasons to be excited about this. Watch for my next video, the RC-5, 5 reasons to be excited about it. And then if this video was helpful, please like this video, subscribe. There's going to be a bunch more coming. I'm going to get them up and at you as quickly as I can. But really, as I said, I love gear. It helps you spark your creativity. Let me know how you're sparking your creativity. Share any videos that you have. Let me know. Please throw some questions at me. I love to get the questions. I'll try and answer anything that I can. And tune in next time. Thanks so much.